everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of Final Fantasy XIV Online. I can't believe I'm doing it finally. This is why haven't been uploading recently in the gacha recordings, because I've been trying to add another game into the rotation, and also I had to get a new internet router. That was also another reason as well. And so now that that's all been, now that we got the new router and I was able to get this set up, and I'm really excited. I have not played this game in a very, very long time. And the last time I played this game was when Heaven Sword was coming out at the time. And I remember going through that expansion, getting through that expansion, and then after a little bit, then they announced the Stormblood specifically. Yes, it was Stormblood. That's what it was. All right. And I never got to Stormblood. I dabbled, I think the very beginning portion of that quest, but I did not get far beyond that. So I never got to Evilise, unfortunately. But now, after all these years, it's time to finally step back into Final Fantasy XIV Online. There's been so many updates. There are probably so many things that have changed over the years, and I'm really, really excited. I really love Final Fantasy, and this is gonna be interesting. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get ourselves set up here. Awaken. the crystal.
Hydaelyn. A vibrant planet blessed by the light of the crystal. Amid azure seas, encompassing the westernmost of the 3 great continents, there lies a realm embraced by gods and forged by heroes. Her name, Eorzea. The annals of Eorzean history chart the rise of a succession of great civilizations, each one enjoying an age of peace, the Astral Eras. To date, all have proven ephemeral.
There it is.
In the year 1572 of the 6th and most recent Astral Era, the Northern Empire of Garlemald amassed a great army at the heart of Eorzea, seeking dominion over all. Rising in desperate resistance, the forces of the Eorzean Alliance met their would-be conquerors in the field. Yet, even as the battle raged, the lesser moon, Dalamud, was plucked from the heavens through imperial machination.
That's no moon.
From its core emerged the elder primal Bahamut, who unleashed his fury upon the realm.
He's a little cranky.
The devastation brought Eorzea to its knees and the era to its end. 5 years have come and gone. The light of life still shines upon Eorzea. Man labors tirelessly to raise himself from the calamity's ruin. The realm is forever changed, a stranger to him once more. Yet heedless of what lies ahead, he shall press on. Spurred by the promise of peace and prosperity. Amid this period of great change, an adventurer arrives in Eorzea, one whose tale is yet unwritten.
And it's still going to this day.
May he ever walk in the light of the crystal.
Ah, too shiny. Time to create a character. And with this character... So this will take a second. Time. Yes, indeed. Here we are, everyone. It is time to make our character. So I'm gonna go ahead and, like always, I'm gonna read everything. So let's go ahead and do that first. We got the Hjor. The Hjor are said to have first traveled to Eorzea from her surrounding continents and islands. 3 great migratory waves later, they are now the most populous of all the civilized races. They exhibit a relatively modest physique, both in height and build, and are known for their peculiarly short, rounded ears. So weird and bizarre. Hjors are well suited for traveling long distances by foot, a trait thought to account for their swift proliferation. Their espousal of an eclectic variety of languages and traditions is a legacy of their diverse heritage, as is the resulting lack of a unified cultural identity. Right. Next, we got the humans, we got the Elizins, basically elves. In former times, the Elizins were the sole inhabitants of Eorzea, claiming dominion over her. Traditionally a nomadic people, the tall, slender Elizins believed the realm to be theirs by divine rights. Unfortunately, this belief made the eventual appearance of the Hero and their multitudes akin to an invasion, and a long history of conflict ensured. Lovely. Ultimately, the Elizin diverged into the two clans that exist today. The Wildwood Elizin took to the forest to protect their homeland, while the Duskrite Elizins withdrew to caves and subterranean, opting instead to avoid all contact with any but their own. I'm kind of curious on how there being two versions, but it has been a very long time. The Lalafels, the Hobbits. A wee people sprouting short, rotund bodies, the Lalafell appear as no more than children to the eyes of most. Many of these nimble little folk hail from the islands of the South Seas, where they practice a simple agricultural lifestyle. It was not until the opening of maritime trade routes that the gradual migration of Lalafells to Eorzea began. Now one of the most well-established races in the realm, Lalafells can be found in great numbers in nearly every city. Though Lalafellian culture places great emphasis on blood relations, individuals are known for getting along amicably with members of all races. That's good. Then we got the cats. Mikotes. I believe that's how you pronounce it. The ancestors of the Mikote made their way to Eorzea during the age of the Endless Frost, traversing the frozen seas in pursuit of the wildlife upon which they subsisted. Adapting to a hunting lifestyle has fashioned them with a keen sense of smell, powerful legs, those thighs, and a tail which provides them with exceptional balance. I've actually seen some people recently making robotic tails. That'll be interesting to see how that progresses. Mikotes are known to be very territorial, and many individuals tend to lead solitary lifestyles, particularly males. The Rogadin. This was actually the race that I chose the last time when I played this game. Specifically, I named her Tetra, based off of The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. The times we had. But this is the now times. Known for their brawny builds and piercing eyes. The Rogadins are the largest and most rugged of Eorzea races. The majority of the realm's Rogadins belong to the Sea Wolf clan, a maritime people who earn their keep on or by the sea, be it as sailors, fishermen, or pirates. Comparatively fewer number are the Hellsguard, who are known for their more earnest demeanors and can often be found working as bodyguards and smithies. And those muscles, look at them, look at those muscles! Now, we also have the dragon folk. The Ara. The curved horns and beautifully patterned scales that characterize the Ara often give rise to speculation that members of this hero-like race native to the far eastern continent of Othard are, in fact, the progeny of dragons. Alright, who did it? Who did it? Who's the ones who did it? Which ancestors did it? I mean, I get it, but still. This, however, has long been disputed, with scholars citing several distinct differences in the two races as evidence of decidedly dissimilar roots. Okay, so it's basically, no, they didn't. Your ancestors didn't do it with a dragon. No, stop it. Those are false accusations. It doesn't help knowing what I know in Heavensward expansion. There's some stuff. Starts with the V word. If you all played this game or seen playthroughs of this game, you all know what I'm referring to. The V scene. Oh boy. I still can't get over that happened. Even after all these years, it still is, it lingers in the back of my mind. But anyways, the first and foremost being the enhanced hearing and spatial recognition gained by an Ara's cranial projections, traits not attributed to draconian horns. Please stop asking us, please. And the second being the gross disproportion in body mass between all males and females. Again, a trait widely unseen in dragons. No, we didn't do it with dragons. Stop it. I can't. Now, this was the last race I can recall at the time that I played this game. So let's see what the other two are. I already see one I'm already eyeing already. Alright, I'm back. I swear, it's like everything I do at this moment in time, it's like everything's trying to stop me from playing this game, but I shall not falter. I am going to play this game, gosh darn it. I did a quick pause because apparently I did not buy Dawn Trail, so I had to quickly go do that real quick. And now we're here, so... Yeah, so let's see... Hrothgar, hailing from the distant shores of Isambard. The Hrothgar are burly people of lion-like appearance, or the males are, at least. Females number staggeringly few among their population, thus are rarely so much as glimpsed by the other races. Oh, okay. The Hrothgar's imposing countenance, mitigated not at all by their sharp claws and still sharper fangs, incited panic amongst the Orzians upon their arrival. As they were also unable to communicate, initial interaction with the common folk often escalated into conflict. It was not until the Hrothgar gained mastery of the common tongue that fears were allayed, and in time they would be as neighbors, welcome in all corners of the realm. Alright, so a little rocky at first, but they got there. Alright, and then lastly we got the Viera. Of tall stature and slender frame, the Viera's physical appearance is strikingly similar to that of the Huron Elizin, except for their bunny ears. Save for their distinctive long ears. There you go. Adhering to a strict code known as the Green Word, they are prohibited from contact with the outside world under threat of exile. Their society is purely matriarchal, and males of age are seldom, if ever, found within the bounds of any village. They instead serve as protectors of the wood from the shadows, that no evil may ever encroach on their sacred lands, as they do a little dance. Do the wave. Alright then, so I went back and forth on this, on which character and race I wanted to do. Originally, actually, when I first played the game, I think I already mentioned I was a Rogadin, but this time around, I was debating between either the Viera or the Hrothgar. And after mulling it over and asking for an extra opinion or two, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to be the muscular kitty cat, Hrothgar. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to do that. So that. And then before I forget, what environment do I want to do? Oh, okay, I think that's just background actually. Alright, that's not the indicator. Okay, I'm going to leave that as is for the moment. Confirm. Select your character's clan. Okay. We got the Hellions. The Hellions have traditionally been content to reside in southern Isambard, where their respective tribes devout servants to their queens, one and all, and thus have they only but recently begun to make their presence felt throughout the remainder of the three continents. Though these Hrothgar initially had no word to describe themselves, scholars come to call them as Hellions. After observing how their lives all but have resolved about their queen's needs as planets circle the sun. The Lost. Ooh. Oh, and that one has a horn too. Whereas this one does not. Ooh. Okay, I kind of want to go back and look at all the other races again and see if they also have different clan selection. I don't recall this, initially. Unlike their Hellion brethren, the Lost are unbound by the whims of any reigning monarch, having long since found themselves bereft of the warm radiance of their queen. Most find a nomadic lifestyle best suits their situation and are known to ply a variety of trades that align with their prosperity to travel, seasonal laborer, mercenary, and peddler among them. Okay, I think looking at both of these, I'm gonna go with the Lost personally. But before I do that, I have to go back. You. I want to go and see what happens. Okay, here we go. Midlander for the Hures. The Midlander clan comprises over half of the total population of Eorzea's Hures. They have established themselves throughout every city in the realm and lead lives as diverse as their heritage. Trained in letters from infancy, the Midlanders are generally more educated than many of the other races and clans. Despite the fact that males tend to be slightly taller than females, there are no significant difference between the genders. And then we got Highlander. The Highlanders were the first of the Hure to reach Eorzea. Their name derives from their long tradition of building strongholds in the mountains. Compared to their Midland brethren, the Highlanders are noticeably larger in build. Blade Highlanders have become an increasingly rare sight in Eorzea. Their number represented almost exclusively by those who fled Ala Mehigo after its fall and now work in the desert city-state of Ul'dah as mercenaries and sellswords. Okay. So let's go back. Elizin. Clan. We got the Wildwood for hundreds of years. Thousands of years. The Wildwood Elizin have lived in the relative safety of Eorzea's lush forests. With the formation of Eorzea's governments, however, many Wildwood ventured forth from the forest, drawn to the exhilarating cosmopolitanism of nearby Gridania. There's minimal dimorphism between the two genders, though males are generally considered to be milder, more chivalrous in demeanor among their Duskrite brethren. Wildwood Elizins are referred to as green for their love of the forest. Then we got Duskrite. Centuries ago, a number of Elizins sought out a life of peace and seclusion in the depths of Eorzea's caves and caverns. Today they are called the Duskrite, though to their Wildwood cousins they are known simply as the Greys, after their preference for darkness and stone. Okay. The cave-dwelling ways of the Duskwite persist, with some among them turning to robbery and pillaging to survive. Oh, that's not good. Earning them the scorn of their woodland relatives. There are few differences between the genders, but Duskwite females are often regarded as being the most passionate and unyielding of the two. Okay. And then next for the Lalafels, we got the Plains folk. From the flat landscapes of the Plains folks, home islands are where this Lalafelian clan takes its name. Their distinct hair coloration, a myriad of earthy and grassy tones, helps them to blend in well with their environment. Right, acting as an effective camouflage against would-be attackers. It was the similarity of La Nasia's grassy fields to those in their homeland which drew the first settlers to the island of Vilbrand and what is now Limsa Luminza. They are clever and opportunistic people and crafty with their words. The generally accepted view of Plainsfolk is that they are vibrant lot with the perchance of excessive conversation. Then we got the Dunes folk. Okay. Perhaps the most unique characteristic of the Dunes folk is their luminous eyes. Ooh. A result of a glossy protective layer which covers the pupil. An evolutionary response to their homeland's glaring sunlight. Oh, that's fascinating. Many individuals wear a small traditional gemstone on their forehead, a symbol of their zodiacal sign. They are adamant about scholarism, placing the advancement of knowledge before all else, just as long as it doesn't blow up in your face. Other races tend to perceive male Dunes folk as introverts who care more for books, business, and the prosperity of Ul'dah, a city-state built upon Dunes folk ingenuity than the goings on of the rest of the realm. Interesting. Yeah, I don't remember the clan aspect of all of this. So let's see. We got the Seekers of the Sun. The self-proclaimed Seekers of the Sun are the diurnal clan of the Mikote race. Their preference for the warm light of day pervades all aspects of their culture, as is apparent in their devout reverence for Azema, the ward and keeper of the sun and goddess of inquiry. They're perhaps known best for their striking eyes and their dance moves. The result of their vertically aligned pupils and faintly colored irises is also not uncommon for their eyes to be disparately colored from birth, a trait considered auspicious amongst their kind. Secret tribes can be found throughout Eorzea, with large concentrations appearing near Limsa Laminza and the Sagalil Desert. Then we got Keepers of the Moon. The nocturnal among the Mikote have dubbed themselves the Keepers of the Moon, shining from the garish light of day. They talk so much. They revel in the shroud of night, with most offering their plenty to Menfina, the lover, goddess of the moon. They are distinguishable from their diurnal cousins by their darker fur, larger ears, rounder eyes, more pronounced canines, and longer, skinnier tails. Oh, really? Oh, that's cool. The ritual application of war paint to the face is still regularly practiced, as believed the vivid colors grant lunar powers. Ooh. After a great many summers of conflict with the people of Gridania, the Keepers have finally made amends with the people of the Sylvan city-state, with some even choosing to make their homes there. That's cool. I know why, but I just imagine you have a Seeker of the Sun and a Keeper of the Moon in the same room, and I just imagine the Keeper of the Moon is like, you're just so bright and so talkative. Leave me alone. Let's see, Rogadin. Let's see here. Now, clan, we got the Sea Wolves. Long ago, no vessel or coastal village was safe from the fury of the Sea Wolves and the maritime brand of brutality. So Vikings, pirates. The mere mention of the clan was enough to strike fear into the hearts of any who drew their livelihood from the sea. The Sea Wolves originally hailed from the islands of the far North Seas. Okay, yeah, Vikings, where they still subsist as fishermen and women. It was not until the large-scale deployment of Limsa Laminza's armada that the Sea Wolves' appetite for piracy diminished. Now it's not uncommon to see them employed as sailors or Navy mercenaries on all manner of vessels. However, they have never forgotten the ways of their homeland and still use the ancient Rogadin language in their names. And then we got the Hell's Guard. Okay. So, this must have been in the beginning then, because I think I remember being a Hell's Guard with my character. The Hell's Guard are a Rogadin clan with body and mind tempered by the unforgiving heat of the volcanic regions they inhabit, believing these mountains of flame to be gates to the underworld. Ooh. Their line has for centuries stood vigil to prevent the passage of souls back to the realm of the living. As the harsh environments of their homelands produce little sustenance, the second and third born are often sent forth from their mountain villages, with many and more making their way to the great cities. You're all banished! It is there that their sheer girth and steely demeanors place them in high demand as soldiers and sellswords, allowing the young of even the largest families to surpass their elder siblings in prosperity. And look at the muscles on them, like, oh my lord almighty. Or I guess, oh my crystal, look at those muscles. Alright, so let's go ahead. Next, the Ra. Rayan. Ori creation myth tells of a dawn father and a dusk mother from whom all Ra are descended. The Rayan believe their veins to run thick with the blood of the former, their brilliant white scales and iron will serving as proof of this divine lineage. Unlike their sister clan, the Zala, who bloody the land with endless tribal conflict, the Rayan have embraced a life of tranquility and solitude and dancing, again, every time. Long abandoning the nomadic lifestyles of their ancestors to settle the deep valleys of Otherd's mountainous eastern reaches. Only on rare occasions will one emerge from the valley mist to seek adventure in realms afar. And then speaking of the Zala, ooh, look at that spiky hair. Aru creation myth tells of a dawn father and a dusk mother from whom all are descended. The Zala believe their reigns to run thick with the blood of the latter. The Lucius, okay, so that's about the same. Unlike their sister clan Narayan, who lead solitary lives in behind the savage peaks of Otherd's eastern reaches, the Zala are free spirits who roam the vast western steppe in close-knit tribes, hunting, gathering, and warring as their ancestors have for countless generations. Alright, so battle maniacs, got it. Next, I believe, I read the Hrothgars. And then next we have the Vieras. We got the Rava. The Rava clan live primarily in the Gomor jungle, their umber skin allowing them to readily blend in with the surroundings. Though the males stand as wards of the forest, the females are adept hunters and protectors in their own right, fiercely guarding their homes and their young, despite attempts by the Damascus to subjugate them. How rude. They have ever maintained a self-governing dominion. Though most would adhere to the traditions of the woods, some few have chosen to venture out into the world. And then Navina. Ooh, hello. Okay. The Vina. With skin as fair as the snow-capped mountains towering above, the Vina clan can make their homes in the forest lining the southwestern foothills of the Skate Range. Like the members of their sister clan, the Vina live as hunters and gatherers, laboring not only to protect the woods, but to nurture them. As the winds of war swept up a number of those who left their mountain homes, many such hardened hunters chose to set out for the distant shores of Eorzea. Okay. Well, with that, I believe now it is time, after all that reading, let's go ahead and pick our character. We're going to be a Hrothgar for our adventures. And specifically, now that I know about the little bit of a background history of the different clans, I'm going to go with the Lost. Let me just double check to make sure that is indeed what I want to do. Yes, that is indeed what I want to do. Is it the horn? Yes, it's the horn. So, confirm. And I'll go ahead and I'll cut this part out. You don't need to see me messing around with the character creation. So, I'll be back momentarily. Oh, I'm back. Looks like I have some more stuff to read, it seems like. So we got Halone. Halone, mover of glaciers and goddess of war, is the guardian deity of Ishgard. She commands the elements of ice and is associated with the first moon of the Eorzean calendar. Halone is the daughter of Raugr and a bitter rival of Nofika. She is most often depicted as a relentless warrioress armed with a bronze great shield. Her symbol is the three spears. Menfina. Menfina is keeper of the moon and a goddess of love. The goddess of love. She commands the element of ice and is associated with the second moon of the Eorzean calendar. Menfina is the sister of Azima and the divine lover Oshchan. She is most often depicted as a maid carrying a round skillet. Her symbol is the full moon. Thaliak. Thaliak, ruler of rivers and wisdom and god of knowledge, is the guardian deity of Sharlayan. He commands the element of water and is associated with the third moon of the Eorzean calendar. Thaliak is the father of Limlian and the teacher of Brygot. He is most often depicted as a reserved scholar holding an ashen staff. His symbol is the scroll. Nemea. Nemea is the watcher of celestial bodies and goddess of fate. She commands the element of water and is associated with the fourth moon of the Eorzean calendar. Nemea is the younger sister of Althic and master of Raugr. She's most often depicted as a weaver donning a white silken veil. Her symbol is the spinning wheel. Limlayan. Limlayan, watcher of the seas and goddess of navigation, is the guardian deity of Limza Liminza. She commands the element of wind associated with the fifth moon of the Eorzean calendar. Limlian is the daughter of Thalak and the elder sister of Nofika. She is most often depicted as a strong fisherwoman wielding a long-bladed harpoon. Her symbol is the wave. Oshchoan. Oshchoan is ruler of the mountains and god of travelers and vagrants. He commands the element of wind and is associated with the sixth moon of the Eorzean calendar. Oschin is the brother of Nodthal and the close companion of Halone. He is most often depicted as a carefree ranger wielding a bow of yew. His symbol is the walking stick. You kids, get off my lawn! Byragot. Byragot is the purveyor of architecture and industry and god of the arts. He commands the element of a lightning and associated with the seventh moon of the Eorzean calendar. Byragot is the elder brother of Halone and pupil of Thaliak. He is most often depicted as an ardent smith with a two-headed hammer. His symbol is the hand. The hand. Could be also the claw. Raugr. Raugr, breaker of worlds, is the god of destruction and guardian deity of the now fallen nation of Ala Mehigo. He commands the element of lightning and is associated with the 8th moon of the Yours encounter. Rauger is the father of both Brygot and Halone and serves as attendant to Nimia. He is most often depicted as a magus carrying a staff of bronze. His symbol is the streaking meteor. Of course. Azema. Azema is keeper of the sun and goddess of inquiry. She commands the element of fire and associated with the 9th moon of the Yorzian calendar. Aizma is the daughter of Athic and the elder sister of Menathina. She is most often depicted as a noble lady holding a golden fan. Her symbol is the radiant sun. Nodthal. Nodthal, overseer of the underworld and god of commerce, is the guardian deity of Ul'dah. He commands the element of fire associated with the 10th moon of the Yorzian calendar. Nodthal is the single manifestation of the Daphic twins Nald and Thal. He's most often depicted as a discerning merchant holding a balance. Oh my lord, what are the odds? His symbol is the cowrie and ancient Shao currency. Interesting. Nofika? Nofika, tender of soils and harvests, and goddess of abundance, is the guardian deity of Gridania. She commands the element of earth and is associated with the 11th moon of the Yorzian calendar. Nofika is the daughter of Azema and the younger sister of Limlayan. She is most often depicted as a jubilant farmer holding a scythe of steel. Her symbol is the spring leaf. And Athic. Athic is the surveyor of change in space and god of time. He commands the element of earth and is associated with the 12th moon of the Yorzian calendar. Athic is the father of Azema and Menfina, and elder brother to Nimela. He is most often depicted as a Ashtur emperor wielding a mithril great axe. His symbol is the hourglass. Alright, I think I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to do... Since I am a Libra, I feel like the Nodthal fits me perfectly here. So let's pick this one. So, with that... Okay. Select your starting class and city-state. Alright, let's see what we got. We got Gladiator, which will put us in Ul'dah. The bustling commercial hub of Ul'dah sits amidst the desolate desert landscape of southern Alednard. Ul'dah culture is known for its affluence, and the wealth of the nation comes in large part from its abundant mineral resources and cloth clothing industry. Though it is the Sultana who claims sovereignty, true power is wielded by the Syndicate, a council sat by 6 of Ul'dah's most elite influential. Nodthal is the nation's patron deity, and 2 great halls devoted to his 2 aspects lying east and west of the city. Then we got Marauder. Oh, and I guess I should also be reading the classes as well. We got Gladiator. Gladiator specializes in the handling of all manner of one-handed blades, from daggers to long swords, be they single or double-edged, straight or curved. A defining characteristic of the art is its emphasis on diverse combat tactics, training its members to bring their martial skills to bear in any situation. As such, there are practitioners who marry sword with shield, seeking to defend their fellow companions. Others opt for a empty offhand, choosing instead to focus entirely on their sword arm. In all instances, the ages-old art of the sword makes the gladiator a formidable adversary in any encounter. Corresponding job, the paladin. Yeah, I can already tell you right now, I am not going to go into a tank. I am not going to be a healer. I'm mainly a DPS personally. Anyway, so next we got the Marauder. The Marauder is a combat specialist whose weapon of choice is the Great Axe, a fearsome arm emblematic of Eorza's pirates. Their approach to battle is one of brute force, relying on strength and steel to crush enemies and sunder weapons. They are highly sought after for their ferocity and intimidating presence, and are often employed to hunt down monsters plaguing the land, or to turn the tide of battle between warring nations. Corresponding job, warrior. On the southern coast of the island of Vilbrand, under the shadow of the ancient cliffs worn by the relentless onslaught of the Rotano Sea, lies the... Oh, this is good. Thalassocracy of Limsa Laminza. Its economy is driven primarily by shipping, but boasts lucrative shipbuilding, fishing, and smithing industry as well. To maintain the safety of its maritime routes, the city employs a formidable navy known as the Knights of the Barracuda. Sounds like a song. Even so, pirate bands run rampant in nearby waters, reaving and pillaging. Trying to say, that's not good. Ooh, for a second there, it looks like something got stuck in my throat. Not a good feeling. Anyways, healer. Let's see. Oh, I should also read this part. Tank. Stand as a bulwark in the face of danger. No. With superior defensive abilities, tanks to protect their comrades by diverting enemy focus and bearing the brunt of battle. No. Begin your journey as a gladiator. No. Or marauder. No. And later, master the jobs of paladin, warrior, dark knight, and gunbreaker. No. I will not be a tank. Alright, on to healer. Provide succor to all in need. No. Though limited in their offensive abilities, healers replenish health and protect their comrades with myriad rejuvenating skills. Begin your journey as a conjurer and later master the jobs of white mage, scholar, astrologian, and sage. Please note that the job of scholar is unlocked via the DPS class of arcanist. Alright? Let's see. So the only thing we can pick here is conjurer. Conjuring calls upon the elemental forces present in nature and concentrates them to a potency at which spells can be woven. Though practice meditation on the essence of creation, conjurers draw forth and absorb aether from their immediate surroundings. A wand or cane made from unworked wood is then utilized to focus the ether until it manifests as the desired spell. The seat of the Conjurer's Guild lies at Stillglade Fane in Gridania, where the voices of Eorzea's elementals are said to be most powerful. Speaking of Gridania, in the eastern reaches of the Aldenar landmass, home to vast, dense woodlands and coursing rivers, lies the forest nation of Gridania. The cityscape is a mosaic of labyrinth waterways and great wooden structures, so gracefully constructed they seem a part of the surrounding environment. The favorite goddess of the citizenry is Nofika, the matron, but great faith is also placed in the wisdom of the seed seers, young oracles who guide the nation based on the will of the forest elementals. Alright, next we got DPS, the one I'm going to be going into. DPS, decimate your foes, crush them with an iron fist, kick them while they're down multiple times. Possessing great talent for the offensive, DPS is a role whose sole focus is to rout the enemy with a diverse array of punishing attacks. Begin your journey as a pugilist, lancer, archer, thaumaturgy, or arcanist. From there, master the jobs of monk, dragoon, ninja, samurai, reaper, viper, bard, machinist, dancer, black mage, summoner, red mage, pictomancer, and blue mage. Wow, that is a lot. Note that the DPS role is divided into 3 categories. Melee DPS specializes in close combat, physical, and ranged DPS wields arms such as guns and bows. And magical ranged DPS uses arcane powers to assert dominance upon the battlefield. So let's see what we want. We can either do punches, stabs with the lance. We could shoot from afar. We can blow them up. Oh, as a note, it's also good to corresponding... The Pugilist. The path of the Pugilist is one of assistant training aimed at mastering the traditional techniques of hand-to-hand combat. Though they command formidable power when unarmed, they are want to use metal, leather, and bone weaponry to maximize their destructive potential. Their preference for fighting at close quarters makes negotiating distance an absolute necessity. This is why many pugilists are quick to learn that lightweight gear allowing for maximum agility ensures them better success in battle than does cumbersome plate or chain. Corresponding job, monk. The Lancer. The strategy of the Lancer is to outrange and fluster opponents with their long two-handed polearms, peppering them with a barrage of thrusting attacks. They are trained with a number of weapons, giving a diversity to their attacks that makes them extremely versatile combatants. In former times, the long spear saw the most widespread use, due in great part to the influence of the proud Lancer legions of Alamihigo. Since then, the guild has greatly expanded its armories to include a variety of the weaponry, such as the halberd and the trident. Corresponding job, Dragoon. The Archer. The enduring popularity of the bow is a testament to its elegant design, but the simple weapon would be of little worth without the surpassing skills of those who master it. Particularly the archers. Projectile techniques such as high-angle fire enable archers to assail their foes with deadly precision even at great distance. Constant assessment of the battlefield enables them to carefully determine the most I cannot talk today. The most advantaged ground from which to lose, as well as the nature of the arrows best suited to their enemy. Together with the longbow sentries of the Elizan military, the shortbow hunters among the Makote are widely regarded as most skilled with the bow. Then we got the blow stuff up, Thaumaturge. In the hands of a skilled practitioner, Thaumaturgy can be a force of terrifying destruction. At the heart of this school of magic lies the ability to call forth and command the latent ether within oneself. Through deep introspection to then mold that ether into sorcery, the Thaumaturge makes use of a scepter or staff, within which is housed the medium, a natural stone imbued with magical properties, to then blow stuff up. Then we got the Arcanist. Adepts of the art of Arcanum delve their might from symbols of power, born of geometric techniques hailing from across the southern seas. Held within occult grimoires, these symbols lend shape to the Arcanist's aether, thereby allowing him to produce myriad powerful spells, using the self-same symbols to unlock the latent power contained within gemstones. Arcanists are also able to summon forth the familiar known as carbuncle to carry out their bidding. Go, my army of carbuncles, go! Corresponding jobs, summoner and scholars. And I think that's everything. I think I've gone through everything that's currently available at the moment. So, given the circumstances of what I want to pick, I'm debating between two at the moment. I'm debating if I want to go with the Arcanist, specifically go down the Summoner route, or the other one I'm thinking of at the moment is the Monk. Because I will admit, the last time that I played this game, my main was a Monk, and I really enjoyed that class a lot, personally. So, and also I have to take into consideration some of the backstory stuff, since Ulda, I think, fits with the time of the year, ultimately. So I could go down that route, or I do like Limsa Laminza, personally, as well, especially since we're the Lost and Nomadic and everything. So I feel like Limsa Laminza would be a good fit backstory-wise. Constantly wandering, via the sea and everything, etc. But let's see. I'm gonna give it a moment to think on this. After some deliberation, I think I'm gonna go with the Arcanist, actually. I want to go down the Summoner route specifically. So, just because we're big and muscular and everything doesn't necessarily mean we're gonna go into close-range combat immediately. If anything, I can see it as part of the Lost, backstory there, if you want to think about it. I was originally from Ulda or something, but then I got myself lost, on the way, basically. It ended up in Limsa Laminza, so in order to survive, I basically just kind of grabbed what I could, basically, and try to learn as best I can, essentially, with my current surroundings. So I ended up going down the Summoner route with my little minions, yes! Or at least something to that effect, at the very least. So I think with that, I'm gonna go with the Arcanist for the Summoners. Now, I do know that I believe later on in the game, this is just the initial starting class, so more than likely I'll definitely be dabbling in every single job class later on. And yes, that also means I will also do the tank and the healing. But I feel like that's going to be focused more on the story of the job class and not the anything beyond that, honestly. I don't want to do raids with, where I'm the healer or the tank. Oh, no. So with that, I'm going to go ahead. And also I like Limsa Laminza as well, environment-wise. So we'll pick you. Alright, so I'm back. After doing some information gathering and using a random generator a couple of times, I ended up settling on Zidrak. And I'm probably gonna, change how it sounds a couple of times before I settle on it finally. Zidrak or Zidrak or, probably Zidrak for, Zdrak for the time being. And then I also took a look at what the surname, it looks like a lot of them ended up with like Lena, Tina, Shish, so I ended up going with Spectre Tina, funny enough, actually, mainly because my current D&D character I'm currently playing at the moment is named Tina, so I had to go with that. Anyway, so let's go ahead and confirm that now. I'm happy with the configuration I was able to do. I was going to do the horn, but I ended up I kind of changed my mind, though, after I saw the tusk mustache, and I was like, nope, gotta go for it. Gotta go for the, sharp, pointy mustache. And so I just fell in love with that personally. And then let's go ahead, and I'm going to go and let's begin a new game with this character. Where am I?
Here.
Gosh darn, my feet are all wet now.
Here. Feel.
Okay, mysterious voices in my head. Ooh, shiny. Oh, that's not quite shiny.
Here. Feel. Think.
Ooh, the shiny came to me. Ah, too shiny! Ooh, I got new clothes. Oi, y'all right, lad? What's going on? Light. You're moaning in your sleep and sweating buckets besides. Rolling off the ship got your stomach churning, has it? Don't seem like seasickness now that I look at you. It'll be the Aether then, I reckon. Some are more sensitive to the stuff than others, see, and we aren't too far from Vilbrand now, which is chock full of Aetherites. No need to fret, though. You'll soon get used to it. Okay. Oh, weird dream. Might as well have been blooming seasickness, ships leaping around like a demented chocobo today. I reckon I might head out on deck, get myself a breath of fresh air. Limbs and limits are still a fair way off. In case you were wondering, seeing as you're awake and all, how's about you keep me company till we get there? Alright then, sure. I don't mind. Them youngins don't much care for conversation, see ya? Any road, Brandon's the name, and peddling's my trade. Okay. I'm sure we won't see those two later on. Here we are, off to Limza Laminza, as we wander the world. Do 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 do. Foggy day, huh? Smell that salty sea breeze. Now then, lad, judging by your unusual garments, I'd say you're one of them new adventurers. Am I warm? Sorta, basically. I knew it. Going wherever the wind blows, seeking fortune and glory now. That's what I call living. So long as you can avoid dying, I mean. Ain't no secret that adventuring's a risky business these days, especially. Yeah, well, we live in a fantasy world, so, what was it that first attracted you to it? Ooh. Oh yeah, I forgot you get some options here. Let's see. Why did you become an adventurer? To gain power, to win glory, to amass a fortune. I mean, honestly, no, I'm always, like exploring, places, and then of course the treasure's always fun as well. So I guess ultimately, between the travel, the treasure hunting, and everything, I'd say to amass a fortune works out. Fortune, eh? Well, it's a dream we've all had at one time or another. Once you've learned to handle yourself in a fight, you'll want to pay a visit to whichever crafting or gathering guild tickles your fancy. All of them. What? All of them? You sure? Limsa Lominsa is renowned for its smithies and armors, not to mention its fisher folk, and there's its cook, of course. Ooh, cooks, you say? Ooh, I might want to go down that route first. Between the fishing and the cooking, I mean. Adventuring ain't just about killing things. After all, a peaceful pastime may well help you make your fortune. Just remember, though, there's more important things than fortune and glory, such as grieving. Ain't no profit in being dead, and that's a fact. Ooh, I wonder what's going on. That the dinner bell? Oh, no. We're being under attack. Oh, boy. Is it pirates? Yes, it is. Ships off the starboard bow. Pirate colors. Pirates. Bloody hells. Have you no sense? Get below. Do. Oh, that's certainly the situation. What is the world coming to? Pirates firing on a ship flying Lumesian colors? Bastards either have a boatload of balls or bugger all for brains. Probably the latter. You can rest easy, friends. We've made it out of cannon range, and no buccaneer's bark will catch this flighty temptress once the wind's in her sails. Alright then, that's good. That was too bleeding close. Glad one of us kept his head on his shoulders. I reckon I'd have lost mine otherwise. If them pirates gave up the chase, we must be close to port. Let's head up on deck and how does it look, shall we? Alright! Phew, that was a close call there. But luckily it looks like we were able to outspeed them, so here we are. Limsa Lominsa, where are you? By the by, is this your first trip to Limsa Lominsa? For this character, I would imagine, yes. It is? Well then, let this journey itinerant tell you the ins and out of your destination. Ahem. Limsa Lominsa prides itself on being Eorzea's foremost naval power. Weren't too long ago that the place was ruled by pirates, but thanks to the current Admiral's citizen influence, the city-state could almost pass for a respectable nation. Almost! You never guessed she was once a rum-swirling buccaneer herself, haha! Nah, I believe it. Of course, most folk ain't so quick to change, and with a town full of liberty-loving ruffians, you can imagine how many naysayers and troublemakers she's got to deal with. Like them pirates who took a fancy to us just now. Weren't bad enough. I've heard the Sahagin are raiding the coast just as bold as you please. Them are the sea-dwelling beastmen the locals call fishbacks, in case you didn't know. Okay. So we got pirates, we got Sahajins roaming around. Ah, at long last, Lenho! Behold, Limsa Limenza, nation blessed by the ocean's bounty and beloved of Limlayan, goddess of navigation. Alright, let's take ourselves a look.
On a windswept isle in the southwestern corner of the realm, amidst the roiling waves of the Rotana Sea, lies the maritime city-state of Limsa Lominsa. To this haven for bandits and brigands, cutthroats and curs, seekers of both freedom and fortune, comes a lone adventurer. Lone yet not alone, for the hero's arrival has drawn the gaze of the nation's patron deity, Limlayan. What realm-shaking fate has she descried in the churning waters of this mortal's future?
Well, shaking. Why, you flatterer, you. And here's where we part ways, son. Also, who are you talking to? Oh, just the narrator. Wait, what? Oh, never mind. I'm off to the market to deliver me wares, and it's on to the high road for me. Here, I want you to have this, by way of thanks for saving me us earlier. Oh, thank you. Hey, you never did tell me your name, did you? Well, here's an idea. Yes? Become the sort of storied personage I could brag about having met, and I'll consider a square. Alright, well, I'll see what I can do then. Go and make a name for myself. You stay safe!
Through peril and hardship, discovery and triumph, may the navigator guide this brave soul on his life's voyage. Till sea swallows all.
Okay, maybe leave that last bit out. Kind of ominous there, narrator. Title card. Oh, it is so good to be back. Ah, so shiny. Probably gonna take me a bit to get myself adjusted. Hey, you there. Huh, me? Hi, I mean you. This is my district. I make it my business to know all the scum that washes up in it. Oh, how rude. Ah, an adventurer fresh off the boat, is it? Well then. Allow one of Limsa Limenza's finest to set you on the right path. Hop to it, lad. I haven't got all day. Welcome to Limsa Limenza, a bustling city-state filled with scoundrels and brigands, the rough-cut diamond of the Rotana Sea. Please select the control scheme you wish to use. Controller. And I'll take a closer look at that later. Follow the instructions. Yes, yes, yes. When you're ready to proceed, speak to Wise Flow. I think I'll Yeah, the play guide, I think we'll say no for now for that. And then let me just take a double check on everything. Do. Okay. There's our jump. There's our select. There's our cancel. Yeah, it's gonna take a sec for me to get used to this, but we'll get there. So go ahead and close that. Alrighty then, so let's go ahead and speak to Wiseflow. Initiating quests. Yep. Hello. Coming to Limsa Limenza once you've initiated. Yep. To be recognized as an adventurer in the city-state of Limsa Limenza, you must first register yourself with the Adventurers Guild. Now then, I'm sure you're itching to explore, but adventurers are required to register their presence in the city. And without a bit of local knowledge, you'd like to get your throat slit in some piss-sticking alley. Oh, okay, yeah. Probably would be a good idea to get some more knowledge about the area, as well as getting ourselves registered. So before you do anything else, get yourself over to the Drowning Wench and enroll with the Adventurers Guild. It's not far, just head straight down this street, speak with Griffar. He'll show you how to work that big moving platform we call the Crow's Lift, and I'll take you up to the pub. Ooh. Once you're there, you look for a fellow by the name of, let's see, that is Bitteron. He's the proprietor of the wrench. He might curse like an old sodden sailor, but the man's got a soft spot for wide-eyed newcomers like yourself. He'll set you straight. Well, I mean, considering, you know, where we are, everyone's cursing like a sailor, because y'all are sailors. Got all that good now. Run along and may the navigator guide you on your journey. Alright, I've begun my first quest. Use the duty list to help you complete your task. Alright, there it is on the right there. Upon accepting. Yeah. And it also gives me a chance to preview that. Alright, coming to Limsa. Ooh, I think that's new in the upper left. I don't recall that at least. So let's start making our way. Okay. Hello. Welcome to Limsa Limenza. If you've a mind to visit the Drowning Wench, the Crow's Lift will take you there. Yes. Yep. Hey, Bitteron. Badera. Hi. Well, you're a big one, aren't ya? Greetings to you, lad. Will it be? Yeah, but you ain't here for drink, are ya? You've come with a mind to try your hand at adventuring, I reckon. Well, you'll find no shortage of work here at Limsa. The name's Batteron, and this most hospitable of hostilities is the Drowning Wench. This is also the home of the Adventurers Guild here in Limsa. That's why we've got a desk specially for handling guild business. And why I seem to spend more time saving the necks of whelps like yourself than wetting the throats of me regulars. Adventurers have a knack for finding trouble, see? Yeah, we do. Not that they needed these parts on account of there being trouble wherever you look. If you manage to steer clear of the fishbacks and the kobolds outside the city, the pirates on the inside will get you instead. Nowhere is safe. And if they don't manage, there's always the Galarian Empire to finish the job. Oh, no one knows what they're planning, of course. But if they're planning anything, you can be sure it's to kill the lot of us. Charming. Aye, this town seems peaceful at a glance, but look again and you'll see people living in fear of what tomorrow might bring. And who could blame them after everything that's happened? Eorzea took a mighty blow during the calamity, but our homes weren't the only things what got wiped off the face of existence by that thrice-damn bastard of a dragon. It took our bleeding memories too, and no one's been able to explain in a way as makes an ounce of sense. Ooh, a memory wipe, eh? Interesting. None of the folks what saw it and lived to tell the tale seem to agree on how the tale actually goes. It's all foggy, like recollection from a hard night on the ale. You can imagine why people might fear for the future they can't rightly recall the past. Yeah, it is worrisome, especially the thought of it happening again as well. Just, your memories just keep disappearing over time. Especially after big events like that. But there is one thing we all remember, and that's a group of adventurers what laid down their lives to drag Eorzea back from the brink when she was bound for the abyss. Well, I say we remember. Truth is, though, we ain't forgotten what they did for us. The goddamn calamity spawn memory loss robbed us of their names. It won't even let us picture the damn faces. It's like staring at a gulf lying in front of the sun. All you see in your mind's eye is a shadow set against a blinding glare. And that's how every bugger describes it, by the way, give or take the odd gull. Huh, okay. Well, what does the odd gull say then? It's this what got people calling these ears the Warriors of Light. Oh, okay. Not gonna mention what the odd one says. If Limbs is ever going to put this time of darkness behind it, it's going to need adventurers to help banish the fear. It's going to need new heroes like the ones we lost. Maybe one day you'll be one of them. And that's why any aid we can give to adventurers, effort well spent. What say ye, lad? You willing to lend us your strength? Yes. Me thanks to ya, and to the navigator and all. I knew she'd steer ye my way for a reason. Ah, but listen to me yattering on like a sun-touched fishwife. 'Tis nigh a time we got your mark in my book. Put your scrawl right there. Sure. And then don't worry about the yammering. I do that for both of us. Zedrak. Now let's see. Okay, how do I want to say this? Zedrak? Yes, Zedrak. Spectre Tina, is it? And a fine name it is. Congratulations, you're now an upstanding member of the Adventurers Guild. Yay! You there, adventurer, you sailed in on the last ferry, did you not? Yes. And? The captain reported being attacked by a pirate vessel, and several witnesses have testified independently that the passenger matching your description went out on deck mere moments before the incident took place. Sending your friend signals, were you? No? Now, hold on just a moment there, officer. You've got the wrong block. This fine, upstanding young gen is me dear departed grandma's sister's, niece's, cousin's closest companion. Wow, that is very specific. The lad wouldn't be caught dead fraternizing with such unsavory elements. Is that right? You are surely aware of the recent kidnappings? No, actually, this is the first time I'm hearing of it. Respectfully, then we cannot be too trusting of outsiders at a time when the loyalty of even our closest friends is in doubt. I mean, I can understand, that's fair. Ah, you make a good point there, officer. Very good point. Very wise. You needn't worry, though. I keep one eye open at all times, me and two more often than not. Now, sir, what say you to a tankard of my finest ale before you return to your duties, eh? You take a little bribe, maybe? Not a watered-down cup of piss like last time, I should hope. Oh, so this happens often? Ain't got the faintest idea what you're on about, officer. Yep, it's happened before. The wench might offer some of the cheapest grog this side of the Strata Merthor, but that don't mean it won't get you good and pickled. And look, there's a chair over there just crying out to be sat on. Just kick on them heavy boots, eh? You certainly have a way with words. Y'all have to excuse these eager, bloody yellow jackets. There's been a spat of kidnapping, see, and they ain't got a clue who's behind them. Naturally, they take into clapping irons on anyone who looks vaguely suspicious, which means adventurers, visitors, and pretty much every bugger else in this town. I mean, yeah, I can understand, so things are kind of a bit tense right now. Don't take it personal, though. No, none taken. Us Laminsans can be a headstrong bunch of bastards. It's true, but given time, we'll grow on ya. Now, where was I? You're already growing on me. Like a barnacle on my back. Oh, aye, welcome to Melinda and Laminza. Where's the seas as green as the faces of me patrons after a few too many black belly whiskeys? Now take a moment to gather your wits and we'll get started with learning ye the ways of the city. Alright, finish our first quest. This concludes the introductory game tutorial. You're taking your first step as an adventurer in the city of Limza Laminza. Listen well to the wisdom of Badaron Ten Fingers, or else. Then go forth and discover the incredible adventures that await you. Yay! And we got a level out of that. Cool. Alright, what's this about pets? You can summon a pet to do your bidding, and you'll be able to rule the world with it. You only have access to one pet now, but there'll be opportunities to acquire more. Yes, cast that. Once your pet is summoned, a separate hotbar will pop up. And I can always customize that later if need be. Refrain from... Okay, so guard will guard me. Steady. Command orders you to refrain from attacking. The away. Okay. Alright, I'll try to keep that in mind. Then we got the main quest. Quest using this, a task or a series of tasks. Okay, that seems new. And scenario guide is a HUD. It indicates the next available quest in the main scenario. It also displays the next available quest for your currently equipped job or class. Okay. Well, that's really helpful. Okay. Now, do I have the ability to summon? Nope, I don't have the ability to summon at the moment. Oh, phooey. Alright, well, first things first. Let's go ahead and talk to Badaron again. Alright, close to home. Badaron, proprietor of the Drowning Wench, wants you to perform 3 tasks that will help you learn the fundamentals of adventuring. Right then, let's start you off nice and easy with 3 tasks will help you get used to life here in Limza. Firstly, if you head down a floor, then point your nose to the west, you'll get an eye full of the great glowing crystal in the middle of the courtyard. I think I walked past that earlier. That's an aetherite, a device what can move you from one place to another in a blink of an eye. Ain't no swifter way to travel, providing there's an aetherite where you want to go, of course. Have a chat with the yellow jacket on guard down there, and you'll be treated to a lecture on the workings of the device. Before you do that, though, remember to touch the thing. Strange as it sounds, it won't work till you have. Okay, touch the big giant glowing object. Got it. Second on the list is the marketplace. You'll find weapons and armor and all your adventuring bits and pieces for sale in the district. What lies beyond the aetherite? Don't go throwing your gill around just yet, though, or you'll get fleeced quicker than you can say, "Why's me current purse so late?" Have a word with Swazblate instead. He's the head of the Merchants League, by the way. Give him this old octant and he'll treat you well. Alright, got a nice introduction there. For the last of me helpful hints, I suggest you meet some fellow spellslingers at the Arcanist Guild. I guarantee you'll learn a few neat tricks with your tome if you decide to join their crew. Miri at the front desk is the one to get you started. Got all that, lad? Seeing to them 3 tasks, I'll take you on a little jaunt around the city and help you work out where everything is. Now I'd best be getting on right along, eh? Bugger it. There I go, sending you off without telling you something crucial. That bloody calamity's made a right mess of me memory, I swear. Well, that or the ale. Probably a little bit of the latter. Anyway, while you're out, if you happen to pass any poor sods but looks like they might need your help, consider giving their tale of woe a listen, eh? You got side quests. Sounds like a chore, I admit, but you never know what interesting opportunities could be lurking out there, just waiting for you to step on them. For example, Nania over yonder's been casting glances at you since you walked in. Why not lend an ear and see what she has to say? You like to find yourself running odd errands in the beginning, but once you build a reputation that folk can trust, the jobs will get harder and the rewards more generous. So what you're telling me is I'll get goodies. If you have the time, I'll also seek the advice of the smither here in the wrench. The lads as bear that title have some fine advice for them while you're just starting out in the profession, and that, my lad, is how you go about becoming a legend among adventurers. Hello. Alright, people to talk to, rewards to get, got it. Then we have a shadowy figure in the bar. To leave the drowning wench, you must accept the quest, making a name by speaking with Nania. Alright, main menu. Customize the HUD. Don't need to worry about saving. Just need to make sure by selecting logout or exit. Okay. Navigation. Alright, so looks like we got that sorted. So let's see here. Looks like we have someone to talk to over here, Nania. Hello. We got making a name. Nania, a veteran adventurer, has some information that might be of interest to you. Well, would you look at this, a shiny new adventurer. Listen close, lad. I have some information that might just help put you on the map here in Limsa. I was passing through Bulwark Hall below not long ago, and saw a bunch of herbs just scattered around on the ground. Now, I'm not entirely certain, but I think that might have been the black market wares known as dream flowers. Limsa Laminza is a busy port, and not all the merchants that blow in across the strait are above board, if you get my meaning. If you know what I mean. How the plants end up in the mizzenmast? Who knows? Might have been a deal gone bad. The important thing is you make a name for yourself by handing them in. Speak to Skayan Rail, and she'll get you down to the first floor. Then all you have to do is pick up the herbs and take them to Alskaif at the Octant. Being a worldly captain, he knows a thing or two about such shady goods. Alright, got a couple quests, and then let's go ahead and while we're here. Hello. You wish to visit Bulwark Hall below? The crow's lift is ready when you are. Take the lift. Interacting. On some quests, you encounter objects with which you can interact. Yep. Alright. Sanctuaries. You accrue a rested bonus. The bonus will continue to grow even if you are offline. All experience earned through will be increased by 50%. Ooh, nice. Have to keep that in mind. So basically try to end your adventures while, you know, in the city. Keep that in mind. Get some extra experience points out of that. And then also, while I'm thinking about it, summon my carbuncle. Here's the little guy. Aren't you just adorable? Yes, you are, and so shiny at that. Well, anyways, let's go ahead and see about gathering these peculiar herbs. Don't mind me, just picking up the stuff on the ground. No, nothing suspicious here. And of course, that's gonna lead me right over to the crystal over there. There we go. Hello. Yes, I'm Alskaif. You have some herbs you wish me to examine? Yes, let's go ahead and give you the herbs. Yes, as you suspected, these are the highly illegal blooms known as dream flowers. The prime ingredient in the creation of somnus, a substance whose fragrance is said to lull the sniffer's mind into the sleep of death. Oh, that's not good. Forgive me, I could not resist the jest. Oh, you were joking. These herbs are not more than Athic lavender, a common enough export from Linza Laminza. In fact, these probably spilled from crates that were loaded onto my very own ship. I think someone has been having a bit of fun with you, son, but not to worry. You've learned a few things and made a new acquaintance. Well met. Alright. Using items. Some items can be used, granting, okay, attribute boosts, and more. All items with, okay. Keep that in mind. Suspiciously sober. The skiff captain of the trading ship, Orion, has some information that might benefit your standing as an adventurer. By way of thanks for delivering my scattered lavender, I have a nugget of information that may prove useful to you. You see, I was recently approached by an unkept seafarer, which is not, I admit, particularly unusual for a man in my profession. What was unusual was that he offered a generous sum of gil to be introduced to any adventurers I might know. In my experience, sailors are not known to carry such a wealth of coin about their purses, especially with the alehouses of Limsa Laminza so close at hand, but to each their own. Kidnappings have not been uncommon these past moons. I suggest you take this information and speak with Glazrael, the guard who stands at the east entrance to East Hawker's Alley. It never hurts to show a spirit of cooperation to the authorities, lad. Alright. And then it looks like I have you to talk to? Eldwes? Edelwes. Oh. Janasim of the Bulgari Consortium seeks the services of a conveniently unoccupied adventurer. Excuse me, sir, but might you have a moment or two to spare? You seem the type who enjoys being accosted for menial tasks, and I require someone to make a delivery to the dutiful sisters of the Edelweiss. I wouldn't be surprised if you haven't heard of them. The sisters prefer not to advertise their presence here in Limsa Laminza. They do, however, provide a rather unique service of which the Bulgari Consortium has recently been the beneficiary. I would have you deliver this package to their doorman, Lonward, along with our profuse gratitude. Okay. And then while we're over here, let's go ahead and touch the crystal. Alright, there we go. I've attuned to the aetheryte. Another novice adventurer. Battaron has sent more than a few of your kind this way of late. I am Sun Himmel, one of the Yellow Jackets tasked with keeping the peace in the city. It is also my charge to provide guidance in the use of this device. Fear not, I shall be brief. Aetherites are crystalline structures that tap into ethereal energies. They are primarily used as a means to travel swiftly from one place to another. Return and teleport. The most common transportation spells make direct use of the aetherites' interconnection to the flow of ether. And as these devices are found in almost every corner of Eorzea, any adventurer worthy of the name will wish to seek out and attune himself to each one. Once you have expanded your horizons beyond the walls of the city, you will soon find yourself performing the act of attunement as a matter of course. Alright, yeah, basically keep an eye out for any giant crystals, attune to it so I can teleport between each area. There is, however, no need for unseemly haste. The aetherites found in and around the city will be sufficient for the present, I assure you. Don't go crazy with the exploration, is basically what you're telling me. Should you wish to learn more about aetherites or transportation magic, I will be here to answer your questions. Alright, thank you. Return has been learned. You're tuned with the aetherite, you are now able to use the return spell. Alright. So, pick you up. The spell can be used to instantly travel back. Under the travel from the main menu. Once every 15 minutes. Good to know. Let's just go ahead and click on this real quick. Let's see. All right, it is set to our home point. I don't need to visit. Ethernet, registered favored. Okay. I think we're good at the moment. All right, so let me pull up the map real quick. Let's take a look here. A lot of red dots I see. I can't... Yeah, looks like I can't do these quests yet. Ooh, that's a level 72. All right, let's see. It looks like we want to continue on to the west here, it seems. Hello, Sweet Nick's rosy cheeks. And, is that a gecko? Or is that someone dressed up as a gecko? Either way, really cool. Proper procedure. The goblin merchant Sweetnix appears to be in some distress. Shush, gosh. Sweetnix is a Buterus Gobby and a craft-smart trade maker. Oh, this is... all the accents, all the dialogue. Oh, this is gonna be rough for me, but at least it'll give me some practice and get me used to it, at least. Sweetnix makes busy deal with uplanders. Need delivery letter to gate of Nivan, but Sweetnix has shiver shakes. What can you do? Uplander walks to gate of Nivan. For Sweetnix, Uplander delivers letter to tax lady Petaja. Okay. And where is that going to... Okay. Looks like that may be down here, maybe? Regardless. Glazrail. That is disturbing news. Your initiative is appreciated, Venture. Have the captain place the Yellow Jackets on high alert. Ah, and while I have your ear, I need you to visit Fridwib and tell her the same thing you told me. You'll find her a bit further down East Hawker's Alley. Fridwib has frequent dealings with adventurers, so any warning you give her should soon spread through the city. Alright. And then let's go ahead and talk to... Well, let's talk to you. Swazblate. A fine morning to you, sir. Welcome to the most replete marketplace in the grand realm of Eorzea, where every shelf groans under the weight of wonders born from all four corners of the world. Just don't mind the odd shelf or two, you know, breaking down. Pray browse the stalls until your eyeballs ache from oogling the overabundance on unbelievable bargains. Although if that happens, I suggest you probably go and, you know, rest your head a little bit. Or you could be allergic to something. Now, as much as I would love to elaborate upon the unrivaled quality of our merchandise, I must tend to some cargo but recently arrived at the docks. Huh? You bear gift from Badaron? Whatever could it? Ah, my octant. By the navigator must have left it behind in the wrench, along with a week's pay and several bells worth of intoxicated memories. Ah, good times. Here you go. I am most grateful to have it back. This tool is a keepsake from my days as a ship captain, you see? Needless to say, your good deed must be repaid. And what better recompense than the wisdom of a master merchant? If it is simple and sturdy adventuring equipment you seek, you need look no further than the east and west arms of Hawker's Alley. Lest you doubt, each gil you invest in arms and armor will be money well spent. Adventuring is, after all, a dangerous profession by its very nature. It's always good to be prepared. It goes without saying the Hawker's Alley boasts stalls specializing in the tools of every martial discipline imaginable. And within but a few steps are bazaars and apothecaries that will most amply supply all your potion and perishable needs. Our keen-eyed agents procure a frankly befuddling range of wares during their sojourns to distant shores, so it pays to become familiar with the type and price of the goods offered by each stall. Such knowledge will serve you well if your purse is light or your time is short. Alright, got it. But verbal instruction of this kind will only profit you so much. Experience has ever been the surest teacher, if not the kindest. I invite you to explore the markets for yourself. Okay. And it looks like you also have another quest for me. The right price. Also, I see what you're giving me. Earth shards, a tiny crystalline manifestation of etheric earth energy. Okay. Swallow's Blade, the master merchant of Hawker's Alley, wants you to look into current market prices. You, Sir Adventurer, I have work for you. I would have you pose as a customer and survey the market's current prices. Surely I did not see you balk at so simple a task. All you need to do is strike up a conversation with the shop owners and glance over their wares. There are 3 merchants that interest me. Iron Thunder, Kyo Rune, and Sini Hill. Write down all you see on this price list and hand it to Bayan Singh on West Hawker's Alley. He shall reward you for your service. Yeah, I think I probably won't do accents or try to do a voice for a lot of this. Let's go ahead and turn in this quest. Greetings, sir. Might I interest you in the service of a retainer? What's this? Some suspicious seafarer is on the prowl for gullible adventurers. A possible suspect in the recent kidnappings, you think? Well, be sure to pass on without warning. I'll be sure to pass on that warning to my customers. What with all the merchants and travelers milling through Hawker's Alley, these kinds of unsavory activities can often go unnoticed. In any case, I promise to keep a sharp lookout for anyone being accosted by strange-looking sailors. Alright? Message has been delivered. Here we go. We got the Iron Thunder, the Battlecraft supplier. Well met, lad. Cast your peepers over these beauties. Not a spot of rush to be found. Every piece fresh from the forges of Naudik and Vimelis. Alright. Take a look at the map real quick. Alright, I don't have a reason to go south yet, so let's keep on focusing on the west. And also we have an Ethernet shard. Do I have to do anything with it? Oh, I have to attune to these. Oh shoot, did I miss some already? I now have access to the Hawker's Alley. You now have access to the Ethernet. Quick travel throughout the city can be achieved by simply placing your hand upon the shards. Alright. Let me take a look at the map real quick. Does it tell? Yep, it shows me the crystal. Did I miss any already? Not that I can immediately tell, so it looks like I should be good for the moment. Okay. Hello. Kyo Rune welcomes. Welcome, customer. Kyo Rune loves his lovely trade. Kyo Rune's goods are goodly made. And lastly, Sydney Hill. A fine morning to you, sir. What can I interest you in? Why, you seem interested in most everything, don't you? Is this another one of those investigations? Well, I have nothing to hide. Okay. Lion Singh, here you go. You're the one that made a list for Swallow's Blades. Let's have it then. Price list. Nothing's wrong with the market, as far as I can tell. Nothing suspicious. You oftentimes get pirates selling stolen goods at cutthroat prices, and that drives the numbers down right across Hawker's Alley. Thanks to these reports, though, we can tell at a glance when shady dealings are taking place. Good work, lad. Alright, that's good. Helps keep the, make things difficult for, for the pirates there. At least that way it's not happening right under your noses. Also, it looks like someone's doing some crafting over there. Alright, let's make our way. Go ahead and tune to the shard. And then that way we can teleport back to the guild here as quickly as possible. Hello. Let's talk to you first. Where is Sweetnix with those import records? Without the proper documentation, I am afraid we shall have to expel him from the city. Oh no, don't do that. Here you go. Here's the letter. Why, these are Sweetnix's records. Glad I am to see they were submitted in time. Honestly, you would think that goblin would have lost his fear of our offices by now. Every month he has to submit these papers, and every month his tardiness forces me to consider his removal. As long as one follows proper procedure, Limsa is quite welcoming of foreign traders. Pray convey these words to Sweetnix. Perhaps it will aid in soothing the poor goblin's fears. Looks like I also have another thing to talk to you about. Duty calls. Pitajha of Mainvin's Gate needs help collecting duty on imported goods. Here at Melvan's Gate, we inspect all the goods that are imported into Limsa for contraband and collect duty as the law requires. Some merchants, however, seek to evade this obligation. We must chase them down. I would be grateful if you could deliver these 2 ledgers, one to a man named Sunhimmel, whom you will find at the Octon, and the other to a woman named Letitia, who works at the Bismarck. If you are uncertain as to the whereabouts of the Bismarck, ask under Himmel when you meet him, and he will point you in the right direction. Alright. Let me take a look at the map real quick. Okay, so that's going to start pushing me to the south there. And that puts me also to the east as well. Okay. So while I'm here, let's go ahead and talk to the guild receptionists. Murray, welcome to the Arcanist Guild. It is here that we research and develop the field of Arcanima. Arcanima is the science of employing arcane geometrics, intricate patterns that map the unlocked mysteries of existence to draw forth and manipulate the body's etheric energies. Ah, but if I'm not mistaken, you already possess some rudimentary understanding of the craft. Shall I deepen your knowledge of our history as well? The roots of Arcanima can be traced back to esoteric calculations practiced by the people of the South Sea Isles. It was these island folk that first discovered a method to express natural phenomena in mathematical terms. Building on this process, the existing mathematical formula were further developed into arcane geometrics, precise patterns that allowed a practitioner to weave ether into specific magical effects. The mages who invoked this new form of magic became known as Arcanists, and the school of Arcanima was born. Many such mages wishes to expand their understanding of the world took to the seas aboard trading vessels. Upon their arrival in Limsa, Arcanists found themselves welcomed into the academic elite and soon secured positions in the realm of governance and council. The knowledge of an Arcanist, however, is traditionally passed on from master to chosen disciple. As such, Admiral Merwib, counting several wielders of Arcanima among her personal staff, became concerned that this exclusive practice would lead to the eventual extinction of the art. So at the Admiral's express orders, an official Arcanist guild was established and funding was provided for research and training. The complex and demanding nature of Arcanima, however, remains the greatest threat to its own future. If you would continue your study of this challenged discipline, then I must insist that you indicate your commitment to joining our guild, or else. Alright. Well, have you decided to enroll in our guild, or you are now intimidated by the thought of excessive thinking? Way of the Arcanist. Miri wishes you to reaffirm your desire to join the Arcanist's Guild. Your sound judgment is to be commended. Now, standard practice dictates I introduce you to our guildmaster that you might convey your intentions in person. Due to extraordinary circumstances, however, he is unreachable at present. Okay. Instead, you may speak with Mistress, Thurby Rhyme. She has shouldered full responsibility for the guild's leadership in the interim. Okay, that's not concerning at all. You'll find her just over there by the bookshelf. She needn't be shy, though her mind is sharp and critical. Her manner is always most welcoming. Hello, Guildmaster. I love the monocle. Yes, I am Thurbeheim. Greetings and welcome to the Arcanist's Guild. As Miri has doubtlessly explained, I am serving as acting guildmaster until our wayward leader deigns to return. Eventually. I hope. Anyways, I assume our capable receptionist also spoke of our art's origins. She did, yes. Allow me then to expound upon its nature. Arc Anima taps into the living energies of ether. The evidence of this is represented most aptly perhaps by our ability to manifest the arcane entity Carbuncle and the manner of magic which this ethereal ally employs at our command. The core of this discipline, however, is found in the pursuit of definitive solutions to any potential quandary. Even on the field of battle, nay, especially on the field of battle, this principle takes precedence. If one wishes to make certain the question of victory, then one must apply the most effective strategy. An Arcanist is measured by his ability to calmly analyze the situation from moment to moment, and respond with the most appropriate spells at hand. The study of Arc Anima will test your mental faculties to the point of perplexity. Are you prepared to reason your way through predicament after predicament? Well, I mean, I'm going to have to do that regardless, no matter what class I choose, so yes, I'm prepared to reason. An unambiguous response, the kind I most prefer. Let us now see if the clarity of your words is matched by the sharpness of your mind. In Lower La Nacia, you will find among others 3 species of pests: wharf rats, little ladybugs, and Aurelia. I ask that you employ your skills in Arc Anima to eradicate 3 of each type of creature. Leave the city through the Tempest Gate and you will soon encounter the potential targets in abundance. As long as you remain focused, I do not foresee these opponents causing you or your budding abilities undue difficulty. So basically, just as long as you push the buttons, you should be, you should be fine. Once you return from completing this preliminary trial, I will welcome you as an official member of the Arcanist Guild. May your judgment remain swift and clear. Alright. So that's a little bit of a introduction to the Arcanists. Let me go ahead and take a look at the map here. They said the Tempest Gate. Tempest. It's not that way. I'll figure it out. Anyways, we got some quests we can go turn in, so let's go do that. Ooh. Actually, I think this is a good opportunity to try this out. Let's see. Here we go. Oh, I can't do that right now? Boo. Hello, sweet nicks, rosy cheeks. Uplander delivered letter to gate of, Nilvan. Uplander has wide heart and swift legs. Tax lady Petaja has kind back words for Sweet Nicks. Sweet Nicks has flow of joy for tax lady Petaja. Sweet Nicks is happy Gabi, gives Uplander jingle shine. Okay, thank you for the gill. Then we got this to talk to. A ledger from Nilvan's Gate, you say? Hi, Sen Himmel. Here you go. Here's the ledger. Yet more outstanding duty payments. When will those merchants ever learn? Very well. If I catch sight of any offenders, I shall drag them to the gate, kicking and screaming if need be. Actually, preferably if they kick and scream. One more ledger bound for the Bismarck, you say. Follow this path to the upper decks and you'll find a place. Alright, so that'll take me up there, so might as well. Which also provides more quests. Elahono, a sheepish request. Elahono needs help replenishing the Bismarck's larders. Beg your pardon, good sir, but you're an adventurer, are you not? I realize this, son, but we urgently need help restocking our larders. We are in the midst of preparing a full-course meal for soon-arriving guests. But I fear we are short on fresh lamb for the main course. I would be grateful if you could procure 4 slices for us. I dare say it would be quickest to obtain these directly from the source. Wild lambs. In case you aren't familiar with the creatures, I suggest you speak with Albafar, a sentry station in Bulwark Hall just below the Drowning Wench. Alright, looks like we're getting more and more enemies we'll have to take care of. Let's go up here. Do I go in here? Yes, I do. Okay. No, that's the button I want to hit. Yep. Now remember I can jump. Letitia. Tax evaders among our patrons, you say? Goodness me. Here you go. I dare say this may well put an end to their appetite, but this is in the best interest of the city-state. If any of the merchants named in this ledger come to dine with us, I shall see that Mivan's gate is notified without delay. Ooh, nice. 1,000 words. Letitia needs someone to report a bilking patron? We spare no effort to ensure that all our patrons enjoy the finest food and hospitality. And so it is doubly hurtful when someone decides to leave without settling the bill. Oh, they dined and dashed. Nary a bell ago, a first-time patron did just that. So go break his legs. Rushushmo is the one who lovingly prepared the man's meal. She's quite upset by the whole affair and has taken upon herself to draw an illustration of the offender. Might I trouble you to deliver it to the Yellow Jackets on our behalf? Rushushmo should be done adding the finishing touches by now. Nope. Okay, I can't go in there. So that means they're up here. Hello. Grr. I poured my heart and soul into that grilled dodo. If I ever get my hands on that scoundrel, I'll grind his bones to make my bread. Okay, that's something I'll have to keep in mind when I'm eating. Here it is, my rendition of the criminal. Please deliver to Godobert at the Coral Tower. You'll know what to do. Will do. Alright, map. Okay. Hello, Morden. License to Reeve. Morden would like to make you a completely legal proposition. Okay, well, when you phrase it like that, it must be legal. Can I move the camera? Thank you. You want for coin, adventurer? How you fancy working for the Kraken Arms, one of the greatest pirating crews in Limsa? If you're interested, take yourself up these here steps to the balcony above and talk to Carvalane, our captain. Do right by him, and he'll do right by ya. Okay, very bold of you there. Let's go take a look. Hello, Captain. Nope, not you. You. Greetings, friend, and welcome to the Seventh Sage, purveyors of the finest finest spices from the East. All of our products are guaranteed obtained through completely legal means. Sure. Oh, you do not seek spices but employment? Well then, let us speak of how you might be of service to our organization. Our Misery returned from her latest voyage bearing exotic spices never before seen in Eorzea. I prepared 2 samplers, each of which I would have you deliver to certain individuals. Ah, the Misery, eh? A lovely name. The first is for Gennade, whom you will find at the Coral Tower. The second is for Master Linksath, the head chef of the Bismarck. And do make certain the right person gets the right set. Go now and return here once you have accomplished the task. Alright, I'll be sure to do just that. Let's see, let's go north first. I am gonna have to be stopping soon, so... Go ahead and... Ooh, the Marauders Guild. Hello! Welcome to the headquarters of the Yellow Jackets, the keepers of the peace, limbs, and Laminza. Is there aught I can assist you with? 7 Sage Sampler. Here you go. A sample of spice courtesy of the 7th Sage, you say? Huh, there is no mistake. This is fire sand, and the kind used by the Garleans besides. Quite intriguing. Very well. We will consider placing an order. Oh, you thought that you had brought me spice? I see you are not familiar with Carvalanism. For the sake of convenience, he uses the word spice to refer to literally anything that is procured on the high seas. Oh, okay, I see. So it's basically just a running gag. Lest you worry, the man isn't engaged in any activity that's considered piracy. Far from it. Think of him as a trader, a heavily armed one, who represents Laminzan interests in eastern lands. Alright, well that's good. Lost and found. Gennade seeks help with a growing problem in Laminza. An alarming number of citizens have gone missing of late, though I suspect you've already heard the rumors. I have heard a little bit. It is essential that we ascertain their safety. To this end, I have prepared a list based on reports from our citizens. Would you be so kind to deliver to my colleague in Bulwark Hall? Nidelica is her name. My thanks in advance, friend. Okay. And Gutterbert. Bilker at the Bismarck, and you have an artist rendition of the man? I do indeed. Just ignore the stink lines. What in the 7 Hells is this supposed to be? It looks more like the prow of a ship than a man's face. Look, we would like nothing more than to bring the offender to justice. It's our duty after all. However, we will need a little bit more to go on in this piece of art. Okay? It would be easiest for all involved if Fushishima were to come here and answer some questions. Please relay to her as much. Okay? Okay, yeah, I don't know how to go about teleporting yet, it seems. Yeah, we'll figure it out eventually. Certainly it's been raining a lot. My fur's getting all wet. Hello. So you spoke with Gutterbert? Brah! Within the bell, the Yellow Jackets will have that swindling scoundrel locked in a dungeon cell, and then I'll take my filleting knife and... Oh no. Huh? Gutterbert wants me to go to the Coral Tower for questioning? But what more information does he want that my drawing doesn't already provide? Isn't a picture supposed to paint 1,000 words? It does. Just a little bit more information is always good to have. Just to make sure you get the right person, you know? Linksath? A new sample from the 7th stage? Alright, let's have a whiff of it then. Here you go. Ain't smelled nothing like it before. The notice came with it says it's a root what grows on Othard. Last I heard, Othard was under Imperial rule. How the 7 Hells did Carvalane manage to get hold of this? Any road, I reckon I can cook up something fresh and new with it. Thanks for the delivery, friend. Alright. But as they always say, you know, someone who deals in trade will never reveal their secrets, so you never know how they got it. You know, maybe they were able to, get someone in there and they were able to sneak it out or something, maybe? I don't know. Who's to say? Maybe some ninjas. Welcome back. It would seem both samples were rather well received, and this is in no small part due to our affable courier. It is unfortunate, but notoriety accumulated over the course of years does not fade overnight. There are many still who are hesitant to do business with savage pirates. Yet the old days of piracy has passed, giving way to a new wave of opportunity. My crew and I have decided to embrace this wave. With the Admiral's blessing, we engage in a form of trade with Garlean ships. Everything we do, you may rest assured, is within the law. Alright. And with that, we got ourselves another level. Yay! Alright, looks like we have one more quest we can finish off. And I think with that, we'll probably end things there for today. Hello, Badaran. Ah, there you are, Zidrak. Enjoy your jaunt around the city, did ya? I did indeed. Take a little bit, learn the controls again, navigating, but we're slowly figuring it out. If you're meaning to base yourself in Limbs and Laminza, that won't be the last time you'll visit them 3 places. And now you got some idea of what's where. You can start exploring the rest of the town. You've shown a good ear for listening, lad. Stick with old Badaran and you'll go far. Alright, close to home has been completed. Alright. Looks like we can continue on with the main quest at the moment, so looks like we got some side quests we can go ahead and focus on for the time being. Slowly unlock more teleporters, get some experience, meet some new people, you know how it is. Get some also the loot, sweet loot after all. Anyways, well, I hope you all enjoyed, everyone, as this is the beginning of the start of a brand new adventure. I am so excited to continue playing this game, and I hope you all, enjoy, and I hope to see you all next time. All right, till then, bye! Say goodbye, little carbuncle. Bye!